honored guests. My name is Liliana Nicolaescu-Onofrei, and I'm already emotional, as you see. And I'm here today with a very unique occasion. I have been offered a chance to talk about offering chances. And this is not a redundant wording, I must say, because I truly believe that Peace Corps, it's all about offering chances. My first acquaintance with Peace Corps was back in 1993, yes, 20 years ago. I was a teacher of Romanian at my home university, and one of my friends heard about some Americans who were looking for teachers of Romanian who also knew some English, and I knew some English. That was how I entered into this very valuable and special experience, an experience that I consider to be remarkable. I think that Peace Corps is remarkable due to its offering of great chances, both to its own volunteers and to their peers and partners in Moldova. And I'm sure that you will agree with me, taking into consideration what the previous speakers were pointing out. First of all, these were chances for unforgettable cross-cultural exchange and understanding. I will never forget Moldova 1 PCV Andrew Vandenberg, and those who know him might remember this. He brought us all at Peace Corps office in real shock when he came after several months with that fuel shortages. He was up north in Pelenia. He came to Chisinau with an astonishing northern accent in Romanian. Și pot eu să fac? Nic. And he was very, very determined to learn and to translate Eminescu's poems. I will never forget PCV Elisa Levy. Remember Marianne Murray was talking about Elisa from a village with 4 students coming to Chisinau? Elisa Levy, I will always remember how she was talking about making colțunaș cu ciocolată for her host mother in Costești. And I will remember her level of superior. That's how she tested when I administered her actual test after 2 years of work in Moldova. That was her level in Romanian, almost native. I will always remember Terry Stevens from Moldova 2. This man made me ashamed. When he and we were wearing Moldovan outfits and we were greeting Moldova 3 PCVs at the airport. I was holding the bread and salt and he was pouring the wine. And then at one point in this process, he noticed that I'm not very, very serious and rigorous with traditions. And he made me ashamed in front of the whole group of volunteers. He said, you have to make them kiss the bread. This is what they have to do first thing when they step on this land. I will always remain impressed with Lyle Greer, who was a very best friend of Richard Kimball that you just heard. Lyle Greer was a Moldova 1 PCV who extended his service for a 3rd year. And I have met him several times, many years after he actually finished his work in Moldova. He was coming to visit his mom and dad in Chisinau, and he was coming to visit his other mom and dad in Edinets, where he worked. And when he decided to get married, he actually traveled to Moldova with his fiancée to introduce her to his Moldovan family. I met him once traveling. We were on a plane from Istanbul to Chisinau. I met him, it was 2007, I think, and I asked him, why do you return? Why do you return so often to Moldova? Why? And he said, because you guys have Paștele Blajinilor. Because you honor the ones that you loved and who passed away, because you remember your roots. Well, I would bet that no one can argue with me about the personal life changes that really many volunteers got. If maybe it's better to say that their Moldovan wives and husbands got. Personal life changes. I know that somewhere in the States there is a young lady named Hanna Krikova who owes her birth and name to the fact that her parents met only in Moldova, coming here as volunteers. So they met each other here. Well, you can guess now why she was named upon Krikova. And this is true, really. Nina can confirm it. Actually, I don't know if anyone at Peace Corps headquarters has calculated how many couples have been formed during these years. I remember only 5 of them during the first 3 years. But I think this definitely proves my point. It has been a chance for a personal gain in life for them for finding love. And now I think a special point has to be made about a good start in life and professional development chances. I think that many of these chances have been offered through Peace Corps efforts. Students, many of them have benefited from programs of study in the country and abroad. This helped them ensuring really a valuable background for development of their future. How many of them have joined the language summer schools? How many got pen pals with whom they really have to communicate and still communicate in English? How many of them have learned how to develop community projects? How many of them participated in Odyssey of the Mind competitions? And these questions can be continued. Teachers of English. I was closer to this area of work. Teachers have been trained in modern methodologies, modern approaches and techniques, improving their chances for professional advancement. Well, you heard about Richard's project, so that's... Now that I'm with the ministry, it's interesting to hear, because I think we might need some of these experiences further. Well, partners and beneficiaries from other components, not only English language, have started their businesses. Volunteers themselves, I believe that they got an experience, and everyone here in the room who is a volunteer is getting an experience which enriches the CVs and will help for future professional development. Many of the volunteers returned to Moldova, as you heard. Well, do I need to convince you more that this is really about having chances for the future, about offering chances? If I still do, then probably the best example that I can think of is my own. In 1993, upon the invitation from its first country director, Justin Marian Murray, I joined Peace Corps Moldova as the language program coordinator after being trained, first of all, in the foreign language teaching methodology. And this was the real startup of my professional career, even if I had some experience teaching at the university before. This was the startup, and this is a pathway that I'm still following through. In 1994, the Moldovan volunteers rated the language component of the program as being the best among all the training components. So that made me a co-trainer and the only European at that moment present in the conference in the Asia-Pacific Regional Training Conference, which was held in Palau, Micronesia. And at that point, some of my colleagues at the office didn't know where Palau was. They thought it's in Morocco. I didn't know either, but it's in Pacific. Well, after a while, it was my Peace Corps experience. Then I joined the national team of curriculum developers for Romanian as a second language. So my experience in teaching Romanian as a second language for volunteers started to bring me in other experiences. Also, now I co-authored several textbooks, also for Romanian as a second language, based on the new curriculum. At the end of 1995, another person who left a trace in my life, Nelson Chase, country director at that point, has offered me the chance to become the first host country national in the position of the training director. And the only reason for not taking this chance was that exactly a day before, I already accepted the invitation from Soros Foundation Moldova to join their program for modernization of education. Then I had a long time of work with a non-governmental organization, Prodidactica, and it had a very, very successful program for teaching Romanian as a second language. The national trainers within this program were former Peace Corps language and cultural instructors. In 2005, my background in this area, in successful teaching of Romanian as a foreign language, brought me to Tbilisi, where I worked with teachers of Georgian as a second language for Armenian minority students. Then, step by step, in 2007, chances brought me to Kyrgyzstan, working with teachers this time of Kyrgyz, Uzbek, and Russian as foreign languages. Well, by the way, there I again came in touch with Peace Corps. The former PCV, two former PCVs were working in Bishkek. One was the man who made me ashamed, Terry Stevens, who actually is married to a Moldovan too. So he was working in Bishkek, in Kyrgyzstan, at the American Embassy. And another one was John Lewis. Nina might remember John. He was working in Kyrgyzstan, Bishkek, and at the UNDP office. Most lately, I came back from Turkmenistan, where I served as an expert in curriculum development, and the curriculum for English language from grades 1 to 10, which was developed within the project component I had the duty to implement, has been recently approved by the Turkmen Ministry of Education. So that's about proving the point on chances for professional development. Today I'm here, and I insist that all of this has been about offering chances to add value to your own life, and chances to value-adding contribution to the lives of other people. I've been a fan of Peace Corps for 20 years already. You cannot imagine, but I have a Peace Corps pin, and I have a Peace Corps watch, which doesn't work, but I still keep it. And I have these great, great memories and this great opportunity to bring acknowledgements to your organization for the proven fact of offering chances to all of us. Thank you.